Alright, it is time for a new playthrough of Borderlands 2 Recoded. So we have done two characters already, Krieg and Maya. Now we are moving on to Gaige. And the reason I'm playing Gaige as our third character is because it's Necromancer Gaige from the Necromancer mod. Of course, it's been with permission, and they have also tuned it to fit Recoded better, but we initially have the good melee stuff. We have the spammable death traps, all that fun stuff that mod had. It is tuned to be a little different. There are also new patch notes because a giant new patch 1.1 came out. I'm not going to read most of it, but let's just get a general catch-all view of everything. So gear changes. Fixed some damage scaling, buffs, lots of buffs for some slightly underperforming weapons. Fixed a crashing issue, a couple nerfs. Flashover has been changed to a legendary. Robin's now a legendary. Reworked how high stakes works. Just a couple of things like this. Reworked the hot topic. Reworked confetti. Tripartites, just a couple of reworks and some stuff to help with some crashing issues, balance issues, stuff like that. Added a new Jacob's pistol, drops from Uranus. Dynamite is a new grenade which seems to underperform right now, but will probably get a buff. Proficiency relics have been changed to handling relics, so instead of cooldown relics, you can now get weapon swap relics. This is just because most characters have insane cooldown with their builds. Slayer of the Seraph class mods and Slayer of Craw class mods now exist, so we can actually get some new class mods and do more speculating with those. Change the rarity color of Legendary Allegiance comms to avoid confusion with actual Legendary class mods. Some loot changes, fixed bad mods drop pool, fixed rainbow comms dropping guaranteed. They weren't supposed to, but they were for a little bit there. Now it's a 1 in 100, so oof, but fair. Reduce gemstone drop rates from dragons, tubbies, and chubbies from 20 down to 5. All raid boss XP has been increased to a standard level. Vault Hunter changes not related to Gaige, don't really need to worry about it. And then for Gaige, she actually got a rework, a tuning, before we actually got to play her. So we will just read the skill tree and see how that works from there. And that is pretty much most of it. Lots of just rebalancing, fixing, and other things. Let's look at our skill tree. Alright, so first and foremost, Death Trap. You instantly summon him, and there is no timer. And after 60 more seconds, you can summon another one, and then another one. You just have unlimited Death Trap potential. Of course, whenever you leave a map or like enter a car, they probably despawn, but theoretical infinite death traps for whatever map you're in as long as you're rolling pretty well. And I think Left Tree has some stuff for this. So first off, necessary compromises, increases max shield capacity and recharge rate, but increases shield recharge delay. This could theoretically work with roid shields pretty well. If your shield takes a bunch of hits, it should stay down for longer. But if it starts to regen, it'll just kick in right away. You could just avoid this and spec Cooking Up Trouble instead, which seems to do normal Cooking Up Trouble stuff. Rush increases movement speed and damage resistance, and the lower your health, the greater the bonus. Hollow Shield, while your shield is empty, your max health is doubled. This can have some trouble with health gate potentially, where if your shield breaks, you're instantly technically below health gate, because you're probably going to take enough damage to drop you down below it even more. So it could be spooky, or you could just run it with a shield that you know will be fine with this, so probably not a problem. Shielded favors, when shield is below 50%, you gain increased fire rate and swap speed. This would work really well with the butterfly, so honestly, necessary compromises, butterfly with shielded favors could go crazy. Fortitude increases max health for you and your friends and your minions. This could theoretically also give fire resistance if it is made of sterner stuff like it is in vanilla. I don't know if it does that. It might not. It might. Who knows? Self-sufficient increases gun damage and melee damage for you and your friends and your minions. Okay, so gun damage and melee damage by 20% per level is pretty good. Biodegradation, kill skill, killing an enemy curses nearby enemies, decreasing their gun damage, melee damage, weapon accuracy, and damage resistance for a short time. That's a pretty good amount of debuff in every fashion, so that's a pretty strong kill skill. Explosive Clap, it's Explosive Clap. Turtle Up, kill skill, increases damage resistance and lifesteal for you and your minions and your friends. I don't know if it's actually a kill skill, it has the kill skill icon, who knows, we'll see. Sharing is caring, this is sharing is caring. Resurrect the Dead, killing an enemy instantly replenishes your action skill. That's gonna be pretty fun. Every time we get a kill, as long as it's not death traps doing it, we should just be able to summon another one. So you can just start rolling super duper hard with this. You can focus really weak mobs, try to pick them out before your minions can. And even if you don't, who cares, because you just have a lot of minions, so it is fine. Middle tree, gun mage, spray and pray, increases mag size, reload, and gun damage. That's a lot of extra buff at a level 6 skill. That'll be nice. Swift shot, increased projectile speed and fire rate, 10% per level. So probably I'll grab spray and pray. Large caliber, increases gun damage reload, but decreases mag size. Oh well, I'll take that. Blazing optics, this is fire beam, got it. Chromatic augmentation increases status effect chance and elemental damage types. So status effect chance and damage up by a decent amount. Necrotic touch, dealing damage to an enemy has a small chance to slag them. That's convenient, never have to swap off of our main weapon to apply slag, so could just focus damage harder. Caustic Blood, taking damage causes you to unleash a corrosive explosion. This can occur once every 3 seconds. Okay, so you can apply slag for debuff and then corrosive for even more debuff. That should be pretty silly. Brain power, critical hits cause an explosion, dealing explosive damage to nearby enemies. Can occur once every second. That could be strong. Icarus, spelled with a K instead of a C, I guess. I don't know which way it's supposed to be spelled, to be fair. Minions now can shoot out a small sun at an enemy. Shooting the sun will cause it to explode. Okay, so it's the shock ball, but fire. Got it. Burning sensation kill skill. Killing an enemy increases status effect damage and explosive damage for a short period of time by a lot. Order and chaos decreases max health, but increases fight for lifetime and increases your fire rate. Probably will pass that one up. This is make it sparkle, except for death traps. Okay, it says what every element does, but it's what it normally is. No, it's different. Okay. So fire, deal additional incendiary damage. Corrosive deals high corrosive damage over time on each melee hit. Shock deals damage to enemies near death trap. And then slag releases a slag nova once every 7 seconds upon getting damaged. That could be visual pollution times 20. That could be kind of funny though. Rolling Sentry decreases all melee damage taken and increases movement speed for each stack of close combat you have, 5% per level for both stats. Close combat, this is Anarchy, but it stacks on melee damage dealt, and it also, you get more if you land a crit or use a bladed melee weapon. Okay. And also reloading does get rid of stacks if you preemptively reload. Quick Charge increases reload speed and reload speed per stack. Extreme Circumstances, manually reloading activates Extreme Circumstances and slowly consumes close combat. While it is active, you gain damage reduction based on the amount of stacks you have. Okay. Rampage, minions now do the spinning attack that deals slag, and at the end will deal explosive. That's pretty neat. Mind Flayer increases crit melee damage and crit gun damage. Probably should just make it say crit, since it does both by the same amount, but cool. Brassless Boost decreases your magazine size, but increases max health and health regen. 2% health per second per skill point. It's pretty good. That could be pretty strong. Substitution increases max health, but reduces your max shield. Okay, that's also a lot of extra health, so the Roid shield and the health is going to look nice and thick. Got it. That's gotta hurt. Not meleeing an enemy for a short time grants you a stack of hurt. Meleeing an enemy consumes all stacks of hurt and unleashes a damaging nova close to you. Damage is increased for each stack of hurt consumed. Okay. Retaliation, gain a chance to deflect bullets to enemies dealing reduced damage to you and increased damage to them. Okay, so this is bullet deflect, basically. With claws, is with claws, but it gives you a crap ton of extra damage per stack of the close combat. Also provides a little bit of lifesteal or health regen like it does in vanilla. Got it. Aerial Anarchy. While airborne, your melee attack deals additional slag damage with a 100% slag chance. That's kind of nice, I guess. Okay. Say I just jump and swing at dudes a lot. Okay, so overall, skill trees looking pretty nice and stacked. There's some fun roid and, well, there's fun melee and death trap stuff here. There's a bunch of ability spam and gun damage here. Bunch of melee over here. So this should feel pretty darn good. We're going to go ahead and start running forward. Probably just abuse some early XP farms and try to get our hands on any class mods ever, basically. We're gonna move fast in melee on this character. There is level 5. Boom. We already have a death trap out on the field. And yeah, once again, it removes the timer, so we do not have to worry about that at all. He is just permanently out. And we have cooldown started, so we'll be able to spawn another one whenever that's done. And then start the process of infinite death trap. Level 8. Okay, so immediately we are looking at our right tree here. So just a little bit of extra damage, a little bit of damage reduction and movement speed per stack of our melee damage. Feels pretty nice. I'm sure we'll be moving right away. We do want to look out for melee weapons during this playthrough, which of course we do, because it's recoded and melee is insane with the fillet and kneecapper, but like, you know, it'll be really, really nice for us. We will definitely be building up stacks rather quickly, especially with the kneecapper going on. So I am going to look for pokey sticks right away. Alright, level 10. There we go. We already have close combat maxed out. So we have 100 stacks, potentially, that each give 1% melee damage, 5% damage reduction from melee, and 5% movement speed per stack. So that's, you know, that's nice, that we can get just a lot of damage and movement going. Extreme Circumstances is Discord, so putting a point here is definitely just a move immediately. There's not a lot of skills in this tree, so you're kind of just locked into picking most of them, which also means that I can use more of my points on like middle and left tree and not think about right tree so hard, which is weird but works, you know? Like on one hand, I kind of do wish I had more choices, but on the other hand, it's less I have to think about. It'll also be pretty hard to tell if our enemy dies or not, or sorry, if our death trap dies or not, rather. Just, you know, because we don't have a timer. But at the same time, I can just spam everything, so who cares? Alright, so Discord in this mod just provides a bunch of extra damage reduction temporarily and negates your melee damage bonuses. So, cool. It'll also just keep us from accidentally ruining it. We're level 12, we can probably get a move on. Let's go to Lilith DLC, try to get a melee weapon, and then move on to Snowman. Perfect. We could potentially get something with a little more, I bet. Yeah, that's 100% right there. So there we go. 100% melee damage stick right away. Kind of gross, but also really, really nice. Potential movement speed relic. It could go pretty crazy. I would definitely need to get some more money, though. That might be enough. Alright, please. Cool. Alright, so now we have an extra 20% movement speed and jump height already, without needing to stack up our melee stuff. And we are probably just going to go ahead and move on to Snowman DLC. I could farm out more equipment, but realistically I don't need to at all, because we just have smacks. We just beat the tar out of whoever, wherever, whenever. We'll probably just win. Alright, so summon a DT. Start stacking up our melee damage. We're a little under-leveled, so it's not going to look... Well, I mean, it already looks great, realistically, here. But yeah, it might take a second, just to get the ball rolling. This is also without Roid Shield and any amount of extra melee damage outside of just a couple points in tree already early. Also going to start moving really, really fast, really, really quick. I think that our character kind of lacks a lot of health, like healing capacity. I think we have one skill that provides lifesteal. Yeah, we have one that provides lifesteal. And then later on we can get some health regen. But I would love to get some outside, just leech or something early on. I don't know. We'll have to see how Tree feels with it, realistically. I've also been playing Destiny a lot because of the new DLC coming out, so I'm very Destiny-brained right now in terms of wanting, like, specific lifesteal or, like, specific healing equipment instead of just kind of playing BL2. But yeah, no, we're gonna be just fine. Yeah, we move. We move just fine. And even just being at 100 stacks 2 levels under, already starting to just one-tap mobs. 3 boys. Some of them are already squished up a little bit, but 3 boys. It also looks like they're fighting on their own. But, okay, one of them is fighting on their own. The other 2 decided to play chase. I mean, if they're just going to evenly distribute themselves amongst fights so that we just get a bunch of extra passive XP, I'm down. Unless their kills don't count for my XP, in which case that's unfortunate, but I also don't really care. Because I doubt they're going to kill steal too often, especially against thicker mobs that give more XP, so we'll be fine. I outrun the train. Truly incredible work. I can't wait to have a Roid Shield. It's gonna be so silly. I really don't need it, but like, I would love to have one anyway. I might have to take the agility relic off. The amount of movement we have is kind of silly. And I know that it can get worse later, so I might just have to do without it. Throw on a melee relic or a healing relic instead. That might actually help us out a lot. We stack so much health on this character that I bet we could just become uber thick with that. And just health regen sources. Yeah, you know, if we can get an extra 93% max health on a low rolled relic at level 13, maybe that's not a bad idea. I don't think it directly works how we want it to. It might. That number's actually pretty high. But even if it didn't, like, that's insane. Oh right, we also just deal a lot of damage in this mod. That'll probably do it too. I mean, if Death Trap is gonna hold out and just live, I might as well just stay out here then. Okay. Also, yeah, that's what Discord looks like. So, noted. Okay. Level 15? Level 14, almost 15. That works too. Okay, let's go turn in quest, probably hit level 15 off of that, and then do this again a couple times. And there we go, level 15. Is that it? Wait. Oh. Legendary rocket launcher. Welcome on in. Oh, legendary shield. Sure, until I get a melee shield, which Do I need one? Not really. I might wait, I guess. Okay, well, we can start looking at class mods. Okay, so the Bastard class mod gives fire rate, but minus to mag size. You get pluses to brain power for crits causing explosions. Ordered chaos for 5 your lifetime and fire rate, but minus max health. And then +2 rush for movement speed and DR based on how low your health is. I feel like rush and order and chaos kind of go opposite of each other, but I guess if you can just keep your health up, then like it's fine. Okay, that's something. TDR Loyalist, grenade damage, mag size, and reload speed for TDRs, +2 projectile speed and fire rate here, +2 cooking up trouble, which kind of makes sense. And then shielded favors giving fire rate and swap speed. Kind of works, yeah, sure. Destructive Witch gives explosive and corrosive damage, or explosive damage and corrosive chance. It gives at least pluses to Necrotic Touch for chance to slag enemies when shooting, and brain power buff for crits causing explosions. Okay. I'm imagining third buff is probably Caustic Blood, or something over here as well. Maybe Burning Sensation. But cool, okay. I think I might wait on most of the Allegiance class mods to inspect them further, honestly, because they do roll legendary, so those can probably wait for right now. What is this? A Spell Blade, melee damage, +2 rush for a bunch of extra DR and movement speed, and then +2 Mind Flayer for a bunch of extra crit. That could be pretty nice. Okay. Also, yeah, we're wearing Wonka, so we're getting the occasional candy drop. You can choose between consuming them instantly now, or putting them in your backpack based off of your mod settings. So if you prefer the old way of them being stored in the backpack to be used later, you can totally do that. It's totally still a thing. But they put it back basically to the original way that it works. There we go. I really didn't use the new legendary, we got it all. Oh, Discharger. And a Hopscotch. Yeah, I shouldn't be too surprised. They drop a lot of stuff, but still, cool. Brassless Boost? What is this? Minus mag size, but plus max health and health regen? I mean, we'll get there, so sure. Why not? And here's the new proficiency. So handling relics now give reload and swap speed instead of being cooldown relics. It's a good amount of extra reload and swap, especially considering that that's a grade 9. Like, hold on. Oh, yeah, this could at least go up to 49% at level 15. That seems kind of fast. Hold on. Okay, it'll be silly later, but for right now, like, yeah, that would be a lot. Alright, let's farm a few more times and then get a move on. Oh, would you stop diving? I'm just gonna lance him. Oh wait, is this a dove lance? Huh, it is. Infinite ammo fireball launcher then. Okay. Another discharger. That's a Topnia. That's kind of gross. Another lance? And it just does, I mean, it does way more damage because it doesn't have dove on it, so never mind. Well, that's kind of gross. Also, yeah, I might take a Roid Shield with a long recharge delay on it. Might not be such a bad idea after all. Double masher. No. It's funny, but no. What does this augment feel like? Bully him. Yeah, he bullies him now. Okay, that's kind of gross. Adventure class mod gives max health and movement speed, alongside some good gun skills, probably. Hold on. Projectile speed, fire rate, mag size, reload, and gun damage. Gun damage and reload minus mag. Plus to rush. That? I'm holding on to that, actually. That's kind of gross. An Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, it shoots snowballs. It throws snowballs. The snowball missed. Oh wait, it makes a radius? Oh, and the radius does an insane amount of damage at this level. Okay, hold on. So like with the Aurora Borealis at this level, you could kind of just stack up a couple of these. Oh yes, it is the raining effect. It's not actually just a weird circle on the floor. It does that. It also just does a crap ton of friendly fire damage. I had to test it, you know. What if you just throw this in the air? Does it naturally decay after a set time? No. It'd be kind of cool if it naturally decayed. But it does also seem to just instantly appear if it flies too long. Okay, yeah, it has a max time. Kind of wish that was a lot shorter, though. That could be pretty cool. It's Skyrocket. We just have a Skyrocket now? Okay, that's cool. Don't need to swap that out for, like, ever. Thanks. I feel like Aurora Borealis could definitely do some tomfoolery in this mod. Might have to try throwing a couple of those and just see if they'd stack up real nice. Maybe I hold on to this and then just over buff it later. I mean, even if you just hit Terra high up, the pieces will fall down into his body, which I don't know if they physically do anything. It might just be a radius tick. I don't think each individual shard does damage properly. Hold on, let's find out. Hey buddy, throw me real quick. Just so, you know, you'll stay above ground. Okay, they do slop off of the enemy. But if the enemy stays still, oh my goodness, that ticks pretty darn fast. I can't go in there. I'll wait. Okay. So, like, yeah, it doesn't really do what you'd want it to. I kind of wish it decayed after, like, 5 seconds of flight, so that you could just know exactly how far it's going to go every time, and then just act accordingly. But, like, that's still pretty darn cool. Oh. This is what our Legendary Allegiance class mods look like now. This is to keep them from being confused with normal legendaries, by the way. So, totally fair. Alright, well, what do we provide? Atlas mag size reload and ammo regen, like normal. We get +2 shielded favors for extra fire rate and swap at low shield. Spray and pray for mag size reload and gun damage. Ordered chaos for extra fire rate, but reduce max health. Okay. Extra reload speed and reload speed per stack. And then a bunch of extra crit damage. Early gun damage DPS class mod? Like, yeah? Okay, well, yeah, if we do a gun build, I'm just putting this on. Like, that's so much extra damage and crit and mag and all of it. It's just everything, really. That's pretty cool. He doesn't even know. Get farmed. God dang it. What? Okay. I'll be back. Go on, get. Okay, level 17. Another Aurora Borealis. Okay, so yeah, that's just guaranteed as dedicated at this point. So, very cool. Right, let's go check chest and then let's get a move on. I'm looking forward to getting the extra max health and health regen because I found a class mod that buffs it. So we could get an insane amount of health regen early. Like really, really early. 16% per second at max level with this class mod on. And then we could just buff max health here. Yeah. Yeah, this is nice. I might also skip That's Gotta Hurt and Retaliation for now, and just double down on the extra health that this will give. I don't know if that's the move. I guess I should at least try That's Gotta Hurt to see if that'll do anything. But also, this is just a deflect skill, so I know what this does already. It would give damage reduction, but I might just become beefy. Just a health stack instead. Oh, an Orc Shooter. Right, this does funny Torg Masher. Okay, well, there we go. Farming is done. Let's just go punch out early game. This is so dumb. Is it just pre-game farm and snowman event, and now you'll go through game? Yeah, pretty much. I sort of like to go through Snowman on these modded runs, just to look at a couple class mods early and get some ideas of what we want to look for. That is absolutely a big part of me going to Snowman. It's not really because I need or want the loot, it's so that I can see a bunch of class mods spread out and just start theorizing early. This thing is such overkill. Go ahead and get a bunch of melee stacks so that we can move a little quicker. Also, forget to summon Dead Trap, since I'm so used to only summoning him during, like, long encounters. I need to remember to just constantly have him out. He is just free. He does his own thing. He is independent. Okay. I may have summoned a couple of extra Death Traps because I thought it would be funny. And I still think it'll be funny. So let's just go find these guys some friends to play with. Goodness. And we'll just see how that goes. We're gonna have a JoJo's moment. Yep, go get him. Oh my goodness. Bully him. Beat him up. Get him. Good job. Sick him. Oh wait, they're not close enough. Get him. They're not really doing the thing. Some of them are. Okay, they're figuring it out. No, we don't get stacking damage from having multiple death traps out, although that would be kind of cool. Oh, they got them before I could even talk about other stuff. Oh my goodness. This is also going to cause a weird thought process in my brain. I've noticed it before where I was playing Borderlands 2 and I was playing Maya, and I was like, man, I'm really just one character with no assistance out here. I feel kind of weirdly isolated because I had been playing characters that had stuff and things. So it's like, huh, the difference is like actually weirdly noticeable. And now I'll definitely feel it after this playthrough because, I mean, look at my friends. Look at how many boys I have. I might not be able to track them all, but like they're putting in work. Why are they not close enough? Get them. Okay, so they are not the brightest. They definitely have trouble tracking enemies a little bit, but like, you know, who cares? Especially when they do what they do right now. I'm so sorry, Captain Flint. Just preemptively, I feel kind of bad for this one. Oh, he couldn't even spawn down here. Hey, get down here, you coward. Never mind, they went up there. And all that came out was one gun. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, we pre-stacked a couple DTs a little bit too much, but like, it's so funny the potential we have here. I wonder if team buffs do apply to DT. Like, if you were playing with a Maya who buffed team melee damage or just health regen, if it would actually apply to them. Because if so, oh my goodness. Oh, legendary Torg Loyalist in the vendor. So accuracy spread, explosive damage, recoil reduction, plus 2 shielded favors for fire rate and swap, swift shot for projectile speed, fire rate, large caliber for gun damage and reload minus mag, brain power for explosions on crits, and order and chaos for extra fire rate. Yeah, this one makes sense. I don't know if I'd use it compared to using the Atlas, but like, cool. Okay, the fillet is from Prospector Zeke. Oh, so I could have 500% melee damage about halfway through the game. That's cool. I'm definitely doing that, because, you know, why not? Might as well. And since we did Snowman already, we just have, like, you know, 250 Iridium. So we're just gonna kind of evenly distribute this amongst everything. And just have a ton of ammo already. Oh, Hyperion. Okay, what do we do? So mag size, recoil recovery, and recoil reduction. Plus 2 mag reload and gun damage. Plus 2 projectile speed and fire rate. Plus 2 more fire rate. Plus 2 reload and reload speed per stack. And a bunch of extra crit. How similar are these? I guess the difference is this one has shielded favors instead of swift shot. So for theoretical damage, I guess the Hyperion slightly wins out. Although Butterfly exists and it's very easy to passive that. Okay, yeah, no, maybe Atlas wins out just a little bit. So, character is really strong early. Definitely like the movement speed. Definitely think this is going to be a pretty fast runner. Yeah. I mean, I expect to be thick. I expect to just deal a bunch of damage and just be uber tanky boy. We're going to get a bunch of extra health regen here. Throw a couple points in substitution just to probably get down tree. We'll try That's Gotta Hurt whenever we get down to it. So level 26, which will be around Bunker Sawtooth time. Might be a little bit weird in Bunker, but maybe for Sawtooth could be funny. And then, yeah, we'll probably spec out of it if it doesn't feel so good. Or if it doesn't feel like it's worth waiting for the stacks to accumulate instead of being just aggressive. And then just put those back in substitution like planned. Put point into with claws to get the extra melee damage. And then see if the airborne thing works with shot melee weapons, because if I can shoot kneecapper and then just spam jump to force the extra slag damage to apply, that could be really, really funny. We'll just have to see how that feels. And then, yeah, we'll probably just end up going left tree early to get some extra max health, get a little bit of DT stuff going. There's more melee over here as well. There's 50% melee or max health here, so like sure, why not? A severe debuff to enemies over here, that could be good. Lifesteal could be good. Sharing is caring, of course. Resurrect the dead. There's just a lot of skills in left tree that I really, really want to try out. And then middle tree has skills that can work for our melee build, but I'm not super worried about it. So full right, full left, half middle tree build is probably what we'll end up with if we try to do melee late game. Maybe if I want to do more DT focused, I'd let him make it sparkle instead. But like, yeah, for right now, I'm just thinking of becoming beefy, uber thick, and get the health regen going, just to constantly have too much health for the enemies to chew through. And we'll just see how that goes. Day 1.